Hello,
Hello.
how are you doing?
All right. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Okay. Just to start, I'm gonna ask a few questions. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, what games do you play, or what do you want to get better at in aiming? At what game, or just in Kovacs, or whatever?
I mainly play Overwatch with some Quake LG duels.
Hmm.
I mainly need to work on smoothness and moving dots in Kovacs.
So it's like a mix. You want to get better in Overwatch and Quake, but like, do you care about your Kovacs scores, or do you just want to get better at those games?
Mainly those games.
Okay. So what sensitivity do you play? And what is your setup?
27 centimeters.
Okay. Like mousepad, monitor, and so on.
Monitors a MSI 144 hertz one. I'm using a Viper Ultimate for the mouse and a SkyPad.
Oh, okay. Do you have a sleeve or
Yeah,
okay? How does the SkyPad feel to you? Like,
I quite like it.
did
It's
you use a cloth pad before, and if so,
yeah.
which one?
I was using a Razer Gigantus, I believe, a while ago, which
Okay.
yeah,
Was it like hard to transition to the SkyPad?
not really. I got used to it in about 20, 30 minutes or so.
Okay. Um. All right. How good do you think you are in those games?
It depends. I'm very inconsistent.
Okay. Well,
I'm low
um,
rank in Overwatch, but in terms of aim, I know a few master plays who I can compete with, but my Kovac scores are very bad.
mm,
Don't
how
know where
many
to
how
assess
many
myself.
how many hours do you have in Overwatch and Quake and Kovacs?
Overwatch probably about 5 to 700-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Kovacs about 300. Quake, not many. I started playing recently,
Okay.
about
Um.
50.
Okay. So one big reason for inconsistency is, well, SkyPad is it feels very good, right? And it feels smooth, but it can be very hard to stop your mouse. Which have you noticed that it's like harder to stop your mouse, and has that affected your gameplay? Or
I've not really noticed it. I have two fingers that touch the pad, so
okay,
I
okay, yeah.
find it quite easy to
Do you
stop.
touch it all the time, or just to stop it?
Normally mildly touches it, but not much
Okay,
pressure applied.
okay, so you just like touch more
Push
if
it.
you want to stop your mouse or be more
Yeah,
steady. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So 27 cm. Do you have the Skypad XL or normal one? Which size?
XL.
Okay. Then 27 is probably a bit higher for sensitivity. It's gonna be really hard to be consistent on 27 cm, no matter what pad you use or how good you are. It's really hard. I guess you play mainly hitscan characters in Overwatch, right?
Yeah, mainly soldier and tracer.
Okay. So for Tracer, that's probably gonna be fine. But even for Tracer, I probably wanna go a bit lower. Just like not from personal experience because I'm absolutely horrible at Overwatch, but like seeing what pros use. Like you don't need that high of a sensitivity. Like if you play for fun on that sensitivity, then it makes sense. But if you really want to perform the best you can and be consistent, then 27 is a bit too high, I think. So like a good sensitivity would be like 34 cm to 45 ish. Though like 45 is gonna be really hard. as well because it's so low, especially on a SkyPad. Um,
So about 32, you said.
well, yeah, like 30 to 40 cm. Let's say that
I'll try
that would be a
for
healthy sense range on a SkyPad, I guess.
try 30 and see how I do with that.
Okay. Um. Okay. So can you open Kovacs right now?
Okay, I'll stream it.
Yeah. And doing that, do you have some clips of you playing Overwatch or Quake G Duel?
I was might be able to get a stream up. I was on it quite a bit. You know, Airy Cold, the RA aimer.
Yeah.
He had a stream and was caught on that quite a bit.
Okay.
You can probably skip through it and find some clips of me.
Mm,
I don't have any from my perspective, but
all right.
could show some replays if you wanted to see that.
Yeah. We're gonna do that later, I guess. And for now, just Kovacs. Like. Also, you probably know that like in-game aim is very different from like being good at Kovacs.
Yeah,
Uh, so like while practicing Kovacs can help you, you also need to practice movement, play the game, and get used to the hitboxes and everything. So, well, you
yeah,
probably know that. So I'm not gonna
I
go
do quite a
through
bit of
that in
in-game
detail.
practice as well.
Okay, good. So this is just gonna be like full mouse control, nothing else.
Yeah,
Okay. So, can you start with air voltaic invincible and yeah, I'm just gonna look how you do that.
there's a
Invincible
few air
one,
voltaic invincibles.
invincible one. I mean, sorry.
Do you want me to start playing it?
Yeah. What resolution is this? Or is this because of the uh
It's 720p. I put
ah, yeah.
Kovacs on fairly low to reduce
Okay.
input lag.
Do you tense while aiming?
I think I think so. Not particularly, but somewhat.
Also, wait, is this in 30 or 60 FPS? The Discord screen share.
I believe Discord only supports 30 unless you get Nitro.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you're really shaky, but
Yeah, smoothness is my worst area.
you're still adjusting quite well, like considering you're that shaky. That's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, that's not a great score.
Yeah, but like seeing how shaky you are, you it could have been way worse. Okay. Then can you try one more two targets TE? I'll just let you play them and then tell you what I
Is it
think about it.
is it just W or do I put
One
brawl for
more
this?
two targets TE, without a space. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, some of them have just double instead of wall.
Mm. It's actually really interesting because you're so shaky, but you still like judge the
Yeah,
distance pretty well. Like your initial flick is not far off,
yeah, my
even if it's like far
sta
away. That's interesting.
static, I tend to get silver scores, but I've got
Mm,
a platinum in wide wall somehow. I can
okay.
get that score fairly
Yeah, it makes sense for you
consistently.
to be better in wide wall, like by the way you aim. It that really makes sense. Um, so do you also play 27 cm in Kovacs?
Well, I've swapped it to 30, as you said, but yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. Um, I honestly think that's enough for now, like to just see what your aim is at. Uh, as you said, your main issue is smoothness, and I'm actually not sure because you're like really shaky. It has to be you either tensing your hand very much, because I believe that like anyone can be somewhat smooth, even like without a lot of practice. If you just can you play the scenario again? Like
the
relax your hand and fully like focus on having smooth lines between targets.
one wall, two or
And
whatever I'll take.
the one or two targets DE again. Yeah.
So focus on being smooth between targets.
Yeah, just focus on like not tensing your hand much and like letting your mouse move on its own somewhat. Okay. That was way less shaky, yeah. So, I can't really tell now how it is in Overwatch when you aim. Do you feel like you're more shaky in Overwatch or in Kovacs?
Probably more in Kovacs, but I
Okay.
notice I'm very shaky in Quake, so
Are you comfortable with like aiming in Overwatch?
fairly comfortable. It could always improve, but
Okay. And how
normally can get around
comfortable are
normally
you?
get around 50 accuracy in Overwatch, give or take a
I
bit.
mean, I don't accuracy really, it doesn't matter, I think.
It
Like,
doesn't, but it's a rough gauge.
well, you can just accuracy like only shoot when you hit, and it I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't really like going by accuracy. Anyways, um, do you feel comfortable aiming in Kovacs and Quake?
Quake I'm not particularly comfortable in aiming. I tend to be very all over the place. Kovacs somewhat.
Okay, but you're definitely more comfortable in Overwatch than Kovacs.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another thing. That's apart from this raw aim. If you're comfortable in a game, your aim's gonna look better because you know what to do. And like even in Kovacs, it's not 100% raw aim, but some other things like pattern
There's
recognition, and
yeah.
you don't aim the same way at targets in Kovacs as you do in game. Uh, anyway, so it's still right because you're on a SkyPad. You should practice precision, micro adjustments, and smoothness. Um, also, I can see that those are your main issues. So, do you want us to just make a routine for you now, or
I I can show you what I've been doing
oh yeah, that
recently.
would be also good. We can either go off of the routine you made and like sort of improve over that to your weaknesses, or just make a completely new one, whatever you want.
We can make a new one. I just thought if you could see
Okay.
roughly what I've been doing, it might give
This
some more
actually
information.
looks really good, I think.
I normally alternate between that and the arm turning, which may be on the hard end, but
Mm-hmm. What is Fortnite Combat Vertical? I don't know that scenario.
it's vertical clicking. It
Oh, it's vertical
resembles
hell, but
popcorn.
3 click sometimes. Oh no, it's a shotgun. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's actually pretty decent, probably. Okay. Can you show the rest of the playlist again? So you have. mm, so just one thing, I'd start with like even before you play this routine, play some tracking scenarios as warm up to get like blood in your arm flowing, to get used to holding your mouse and so on. Um, Other than that, this playlist, like if you want to keep this playlist, this is perfectly fine to play, I think. Um,
We could make one if you think it'd be better.
as like maybe a bit I changed, like glider goated, I'd probably change that to a smoothbot variant. Um, just to have some more like uh vertical reactivity, or not reactivity, but
Yeah,
well, it's not as predictable vertically. What are the last two scenarios?
it's smooth sphere and control sphere.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, if you want to play this playlist, this is really good. But
We could
instead of
make it
mid-range long strafes, probably have mid-range long strafes thin. And instead of revolving tracking, oh, you have thin already. Never mind. Um, yeah, this is like really good. Also, maybe put normal white wall 4 targets like 2 times in there as well. So you have,
small and regular, or
yeah, so you have both the small and regular, because you're um and also you're lacking like really small dots, kind of like micro adjustment small dots kind of thing. So either 5 sphere hipfire extra small or 10 sphere hipfire extra small would be really good to help you. And again, in Kovacs, all the time focus on being smooth, but like push yourself to be able to go faster and still be smooth. Like go as fast as you can while being smooth, and then push that speed.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I meant extra small. Sorry.
Oh, whereabouts would you say to put them?
It really doesn't matter where you put them.
Do you think this is enough time? It's a fairly short routine.
Um, well, you want to improve most in your game, so this is almost this is really good actually, lengthwise.
Okay.
Um, do you just have the same playlist 2 times, or why is it why does it show 2 times?
There's
Or is it
some
just bugged?
var there's some variation. I sometimes do bounce 180 law instead of silver, and instead
Okay,
of mid range, I sometimes do arm turning training. I alternate them.
okay. Um, yeah, there's really nothing wrong with this routine. It's actually really good, I think. Though you don't have Pasu, but you don't really need Pasu for now. You can add that later if you get more comfortable aiming in Kovacs. You can add some Pasu Voltaic or Pasu Voltaic easy later, or even like Pasu small slow or Pasu small.
I tended to get around at 100 in Passu when I was running it. So if you,
Which Pasu? Pasu reload?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, probably add that, like if you get a bit comfortable with this routine, you can do some slight variations on this, adding like uh replacing bounce with Pasu, changing out glider goated for smooth bot power, for example. Um changing out centering 180 to thin aiming long or smooth thin strafes. Um, Changing Fortnite combat vertical to popcorn voltaic and so on. There's a lot of variations you can do. Also, you can change pet target switch to Vox target switch 10% smaller. Like it's
Target switch I tend to be around golden, so if you think
okay.
that's high enough.
So whenever you feel like you're really comfortable doing one scenario, I'd suggest you to switch it to a similar one. So
Okay,
because like when you're comfortable doing something, it means it's likely you're good at it. So uh, if you change it, you're gonna play something you're worse at, and it's gonna help you more.
okay.
Um, Also, um, oh, I forgot. How much do you play every day?
Overwatch Overwatch tends to be about 5 hours or more.
Okay, okay. So, yeah. And Quake?
Quake I normally do 1 to 2 hours. It's not a very
Okay,
active game.
what do you play in Quake? Just FFA or LG duels or
LG doors.
only LG duels?
Yeah, I mainly did it to supplement my tracking as I felt that was an issue.
Okay, yeah. It's actually like LG duels and Quake are not that much reactive tracking as movement. Like it's 90% of that at least is just how good you are at moving and like reacting to your opponent's movement, reacting to how much you get hit. Like that's another thing. Like if you get hit a lot, you want to change up your strafe pattern. So you really evade your opponent's crosshair. Like it's mind games kind of. Anyways,
Like,
so yeah, you're good on like movement aiming on that side because you play so much games, so you don't need to practice that in game. So you can really
okay,
focus on fundamentals here, which is really good. So yeah, this is a good playlist. Yeah.
okay.
Do you have some other questions?
Do you think I should be adding any more reactive works? This is almost all smoothness.
Smoothness is your main issue right now. I don't think you should overdo it on reactive tracking. Uh,
I I don't think there's anything here that's really reactive, so I wasn't sure if
Well,
I should
mid
add
range,
one.
long strafes are kind of a mix between smoothness and reactivity. You have to react to the strafe. When you get better at mid range long strafes invincible, you can keep that, replace it with a small thin version. I mean, or add on top of that mid range fast strafes or kinda close fast strafes. I think is the name, because kinda close fast strafes, it's literally named that. Is a It's like close fast strafes, but not as hard. It's like a mix between long strafes and fast strafes, which can also
So
be
it's
good if you want to get better at reactivity. Um, yeah. Also, add some air scenarios like air invincible voltaic or um, air invincible voltaic 3 or just
does the particular one match or just any of them?
well, the long strafe ones, I'd say. Um, You can also add Air Voltaic Angelic LS, which is like Air Voltaic Angelic long strafes, which just puts out uh uh yeah, just the first one. This is just the all the
Yeah, I'm just
long strafing
adding
bots.
them. Hmm.
Mm, okay, yeah. Um, well, I think that would be it.
Okay.
It's been rather short, but we went through everything, I think. Uh,
Yeah,
do you still have any questions?
not particularly. I think you've covered most of it.
Okay, great. Um, Oh, that was really fast, actually. 25 minutes.
Mm.
Uh, I can look to like give you some more scenarios. You can replace the ones you have in your playlist now. I'll just write you a Discord message with those scenarios, uh,
Okay.
like different variations and stuff, harder versions and so on. But yeah, this is a good playlist for sure. What did you just make this yourself, or how did you?
Yeah,
Uh,
I went through a lot of the forums and a lot
Also,
of people.
this is like a mix of different ones.
I looked for a lot of the major routines and browsed the discords and picked parts.
Okay, so you just picked what you liked and
Yeah.
okay, that's really good. Nice. Okay. Um. Well, see you. I guess. I don't know. Uh.
Yeah.
I hope you got something out of this and will improve.
Okay.
All right. Oh wait, actually, one more thing. Uh. When you start to get more comfortable, you can also start using a sensitivity randomizer in Kovacs, which makes you work on it changes your sensitivity slowly over time. So it makes you work on with a really high sensitivity, forcing you to be more smooth and use your fingers and wrist more and be more precise with micro adjustments. And it also goes to a really low sense, so you have to use your arm, be fast, and so on. So that's also really good practice. Uh,
What do you say to base that off feeling or more off scores?
well, your scores with a sensitivity randomizer are gonna be worse, most
I mean
likely.
scores before I start doing that. Just feeling comfortable or more
It's
precise
it's
score.
just feeling comfortable, yeah. I'll send you the settings I use in the
Okay.
with the randomizer. And I'll send you a link to download the randomizer. Or I can actually just send you the whole folder if you want.
That'll be
Uh,
easier.
you need to install the interception driver because like that's it changes your mouse inputs, so that's a driver that does that. And then restart your PC for it to work.
Okay.
Okay.
Will some games not flag that or will it?
Uh, but you play Quake and Overwatch, it works fine with those games. If you play Valorant, uh, you would want to either uninstall it or close it before you start that because
Okay.
the anti-cheat might flag it. I think they got in contact with the devs and now it shouldn't, but it might still flag, but it shouldn't ban you as far as I know. But yeah, if you play Valorant, just think about it. If you want to be really safe, uninstall the driver before you launch Valorant. But I
Okay.
think for anything else, it should work. Oh, and Face It. Face It doesn't let you play if you have it uh, running, but it doesn't ban you.
Okay.
All right. Um. Well, okay, that's it. See you.
Yeah.
Bye.